Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered if your writing assignments or your writing activities in class have gotten the most out of your students? Well, today I'm going to go over some of the findings I found in my own class as part of a research project that I was doing for a personalized learning cohort. So come along with me and let's see what we found out. Okay, so let's set this up. I've been teaching English language arts for a few years now, and throughout those years I've been seeing some of my students get bored of some of those mundane type of prompts, right? The regular old prompts. What did you do over the summer? Should students wear student uniforms? Does pineapple belong on pizza? Yes, but that's besides the point. What I tried to do here with my own research project is that I had to come up with a question here so that I can do some research on it, obviously. So my question is pretty lengthy. So this is what it was. How can personalized learning approaches be effectively integrated into the writing curriculum to enhance students' writing skills and foster a deeper sense of engagement and self-motivation in that writing process? So I know it's pretty lengthy. Bottom line, what I was trying to do here is trying to figure out what is it that I can do as far as making a personalized approach using some strategies. And personalized learning for me, the thing is that I'm going to allow the students to choose their way of doing certain things as far as the prompt is concerned. And at the same time, trying to accomplish the same things that we need them to accomplish, right? So I gave them some strategies, I gave them some prompts, and then had them go about it in those respects. So let's look at what we did here. So first we had to recognize what the problem was. Now, students oftentimes have found writing a difficult task, just like you find in your own classes, and find it challenging to write a well thought out paper with enough content and description. Yes, raise your hands if you have students like that. I see you. So the data that was collected here were that I took some samples from them at the beginning of the year and then collected work for two of the major three writings. Actually, I ended up doing all three types of writing, the informative, argumentative, and narrative, where the strategies that I'm going to show you here in a moment were implemented. The hope here is that the students will increase their length in content as well as quality while giving them more confidence in their ability to write. So now here are some of the writing prompts that I gave them as far as like what I developed for our class. They had a career journey and a college journey, in which case both of them in those they chose which college that they preferred to go to, and they had 5 different colleges to choose from of their own choices. The career, the same thing, 5 different jobs that they were interested in. They would choose the one there because I didn't allow any duplicates in the class. And then I also had a company journey that we did stocks in the class and talked about business and things like that and how the world and things that happen in the world affect the stock market. So they chose 5 different companies that they were interested in watching. So that was in that prompt. And then which door will you choose was a narrative prompt that I gave them, that they chose. They came up with an original character and then they put that original character within the portal that they chose. 15 different kinds of doorways that they could choose from, and they chose one there. So there's a lot of choice that the student gets there, and this is part of that personalized learning. Now, here are some of the strategies that I ended up using. The mind map that we used, the talk about it, which is basically your think, pair, share. And then they had also the graphic organizer that they were using for every single one of these things, and it helped guide them in what they were going to write in their papers. Now, after they finished all of the writing itself, they ended up taking a survey. And out of over the 100 students that took this survey, they were asked to think about their previous year's skills in writing in comparison to what they learned in the class, right? So here's what the results were. In the 102 responses that I got here, the question was, how easy or difficult is writing a paper for you? Here in this case, the majority fell under the neither easy nor difficult. The 23% is somewhat difficult, and then the 18% here looking at somewhat easy. And then the next questions were, before taking this particular class, how confident were you in your writing ability? Almost 61% had the approaching, which is under the mastery system. It's under, obviously, the proficient there. And then after taking some of the strategies shown in the class, the graphic organizers, etc., where do you feel your abilities in writing are now? A majority put themselves now at proficient. So they felt a lot more confident in what they were doing. And then the approaching is at now 33% instead of the 61% it was previously. Now, which power tools or which strategies were you unfamiliar with? They showed there the 3 that they were unfamiliar with and the percentages there. And then which strategies do you feel helped you out in writing? So the graphic organizer, you could see that 75% of the class felt that it was very conducive to their writing here. Now, before writing in this class, what was the most amount of sentences per paragraph were you able to write independently? And you can see that the 38% were 5 sentences per paragraph. And then we have 12% falling under the 6 sentences per paragraph. And then 4 sentences per paragraph. Actually, the 7 sentences per paragraph was next before this class. So I had forgotten to ask them how many paragraphs they were able to do per class, per paper. And for the most part, when I surveyed them at the beginning of the year, most of them were at 5 paragraphs, 6 paragraphs. There were a few that were outliers that were able to do more than 7 paragraphs. So those were only a couple of students. But for the most part, the average looked like it was about 6 paragraphs, 5, 6 paragraphs per paper. Now here, after reading or writing in this ELA class of what was the most amount of paragraphs you were able to write independently, now there's 24, almost 24% that are at 10 or more paragraphs, which is phenomenal for where they were at the beginning of the year and how they felt about their writing. The next group fell in at almost 13%, and that's at 8 paragraphs, so that's a slight increase as well. So we're looking at already combined together, that is 35%, almost 35% who are at those higher amount of paragraphs, which is great to see and even to hear from the students. Now, how effective do you feel the strategies were in helping you in completing this paper? Somewhat effective was the majority here with 20% at the neither effective or ineffective. The next question was, how much have you learned about writing more effectively from this class? A good amount and plenty. They're combined close to, what is that? I'm not the math teacher. 70, almost 80% there. That's almost 80%. That's pretty good, right? And then how likely are you to implement the strategies you learned in this class on future papers in high school? 51% said that they were somewhat likely to use the strategies that they were shown in class, with 33% very likely. So we're looking at a high amount of students here at 84%, basically using these strategies to help them out that they learned in this class. So what happened here? After all that was said and done here, many of the students were able to produce more work than they previously have done. That's what I've seen with every single student, even the ones that were having struggles and challenges, they too were producing more than they normally were producing. Even though it was in a smaller amount, they still produced a lot more than they did before, given those choices and the strategies as well. Some of the students were even writing 20 paragraphs plus. That was especially found in our argumentative paper when we were doing the mock trial, and then the narrative paper with the doorways. They had some students that even wrote up to 22 pages typed in MLA format. That's awesome, right? All right, now let's hear, you've heard from me, let's hear from some of the students present and past. Could you tell us, right, the audience, can you tell us how you feel about how easy or difficult writing was as far as the paper is concerned before you came into this class, so in your 6th grade year?
It was kind of hard for me to write it because I couldn't think straight. Like, it would just be hard to like organize the paragraphs.
Okay. So now, before you took this class, how confident do you feel that you were in your writing? I know that you were talking about it being difficult, but on a scale from like beginning to approaching proficiency, proficient and exceeding, where do you feel that you fall in line there?
Like in the middle, kind of like medium mastery, but like also like kind of not, but like in the middle, because I had more growth like since I came into this class.
Okay, so but before this class, you feel that you're still kind of towards the beginning, or you're approaching?
I was like still kind of towards the beginning.
Okay, still towards the beginning. All right, that's no problem. Now we've done a lot of different things in the class, right? Organizers, things like that, right? Mm-hmm. Do you believe those organizers helped you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the mind map, it helped me out, like just like figuring, like putting little facts in there. and the graphic organizer too.
Okay. Which of those two things that you've used, that you've mentioned, the mind map and the graphic organizer, which one's been most helpful to you?
The graphic organizer, because it helps you, like, it makes more facts. Like, it's easier to me.
Okay, so it helps you break down certain things, or
Yeah.
okay. Before you started in this class, how many sentences were you able to write per paragraph? Do you remember?
Like 3 to 4.
Okay, so before this class, how many sentences were you able to write per paragraph?
Wait, before this class? Or
Before this class, how many sentences were you able to write
like
per paragraph?
3 to 4.
3 to 4. Okay. How many paragraphs altogether were you able to write maximum?
Like 4, 5.5.
4, 5.5. Okay. So now that you've been in this class, how many sentences can you write per paragraph now?
5 through 6.
5 to 6. And how many paragraphs have you been able to write now, like in total?
Like 7 to 8.
7 to 8. Okay. And that's the most that you've written so far in this class? 7 to 8 paragraphs?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a freshman in high school. Could you tell me how easy or difficult writing is for you right now?
Now I love writing. It's very easy to me. It comes naturally.
You think it comes naturally to
Yes.
you? So you were in this class during your 8th grade year, 7th and 8th grade year. Before taking this particular class, how confident did you feel about your writing ability?
I wasn't really confident at all. I knew the basic needs of what I needed for an essay, but I wasn't very confident in my writing.
Okay, so within your I guess your amount of your writing quantity, how many paragraphs were you able to write before this class?
I would say 5.
5 paragraphs?
Yes.
Okay. How many sentences per paragraph is that?
6 sentences per paragraph. I
6
think.
sentences per paragraph?
Yes.
And then you learned some strategies in this class as well, right? So after now using these strategies, where do you feel now in your writing ability?
I feel very confident. I know how to format and everything, so I feel like it comes more naturally to me.
What strategy do you use that you feel is the most helpful for you?
I love talking it out.
Talking it out?
Yes.
How about the organizers? How do you feel with that?
I did confident with the organizers. I felt like they helped me format my essays better so that I wasn't rambling.
Okay. How easy or difficult is writing a paper for you right now?
Right now, I've found it very easy because I feel like the words just come to me right away. And when I'm thinking about a certain topic, and I'm able to just put what I'm thinking down onto a paper and format the sentences and paragraphs in an order and pattern that I want, and a format that I feel is effective throughout the essay.
And you were in this class when you were in 7th and 8th grade.
Correct.
And you're now in 9th grade. So before taking this particular ELA class, how confident were you in your writing ability? Like on a scale from like beginning to like exceeds, where do you feel that you're at?
Before taking this class, I feel that I was probably at a proficient level. Wait, is that the right one? Or was the one that's right below it, right below proficient?
So you're looking at more of an approaching level.
Yes,
Okay.
approaching.
So that you needed some more help.
Yeah, I definitely knew like the basics of how to write an essay, and I knew what things to meet the requirements, but I didn't know how to fully go into detail in my essay and how to pick the right words, how to format it correctly, and really get down into my topic.
Nice. Okay. So after using like some of the strategies that were shown in class, where do you feel your abilities in writing are now?
I feel that I'm now very proficient in what I do. I feel that with the skills and the tools and techniques that I've learned, I'm able to apply that all into my writing and remember the things I've learned.
So speaking of the tools, what tools did you end up using in the class to help you?
I've been using a graphic organizer that I learned how to use in the ELA class. I've been setting it up on a piece of paper myself, formatting it just the way that I remember it being, and I found that to be very helpful for me.
Nice. So before taking this class in 7th and 8th grade, what do you feel was the most amount of sentences per paragraph that you were able to write independently?
Probably about six sentences.
6 sentences per paragraph. So how many paragraphs can you safely say that you used to write before this class?
In an essay as a
Yeah.
whole. Before this class, probably just 5.
5 paragraphs? Okay. Now, after this class, where do you feel that you are as far as the amount of sentences per paragraph, and how many paragraphs that you can do now?
I can probably do 10 or more sentences in a paragraph. The same goes for paragraphs in an essay.
So more than 10 paragraphs
Yes.
per essay? Okay. And are you finding that you're able to do that now in high school with your papers?
Yes, my English classes, they've been doing really good because I'm adding a lot of detail and I'm formatting it really good.
Okay. So after all of these different things, I have found out some really cool things that the kids were able to do. For many students that in my own class here, I've seen some of them go from the regular 5 and 9 that I require in my class up to even 20 that they did for the argumentative, the mock trial that we did. And then now the narrative. Some of these kids are typing up like 30 pages worth of content, 30 pages. So I don't stop them at all from their writing. I don't want to stop them from their creativity. So I allow them to go ahead and write whatever they would like. And then in the whole peer editing process, and when we give feedback throughout the 3 drafts, that's where we kind of cut and pick and choose some of the things that where they need to cut if they do or need more information. So that's what we do in the class here. And you can see here, even the students who have just spoken, you can see that they are actually being really productive. So that's really cool. All right, thank you for staying with me till the end here. If you found some value in this, remember, share, subscribe, and like at the bottom there. And then also, if you are curious about some of the ways that I do my writing in the class, click the link that's over here, or is it over here? I don't know, wherever it's at. So it's there, it's also in the description. I hope again that was helpful to you. Until the next one, be the light and salt. We'll see you later, bye. All right, how effective do you think the strategies are that we've used in the class as far as the mind map, the graphic organizer?
It's pretty effective because it helps you understand more of what you're writing about.
Okay. Do you feel that you're going to, how do you feel actually that your efficiency now is in writing?
I feel better,
You feel that
I feel like I could do more.
Let me ask the question again. How do you feel you are now in your writing skills?
Oh, I feel good. I feel like I'm getting closer to mastery.
Okay.
I feel pretty good about it.
Okay, good. When you go into high school, right, which is in about a year and 3 months away from now, how do you feel about the strategies you've used in this class, and how likely are you going to use it in high school?
I feel like I'll use it very often because it would be easier to write.
Of all the papers you've written in this class, your informative, your narrative, and your argumentative, which one was the easiest for you and why?
My argumentative.
Your argumentative, why?
Because I knew what I wanted.
You knew what you wanted as far as your argument is concerned?
Yeah.
And that was with the mock trial, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That is basically it. You've stated also that you had about 6 sentences per paragraph, up to 5 paragraphs, before coming into this class. How many paragraphs are you able to write now using these strategies and whatnot?
I can write 10 or more.
10 or more?
Yes.
Confidently? You sound
Absolutely.
confident. Okay. And then how many sentences per paragraph do you end up doing?
I would say 7 to 10.
Oh, even that increase.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now, because you said previously here that you were kind of okay with your writing, or you didn't feel that too confident.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about your writing altogether now?
I feel like it's better formatted. I know what I'm saying. I'm clear, and I'm very confident in what I put out.
Cool. So you said you were also a freshman now, right?
Yes.
Or actually, you said you were about to graduate pretty soon.
Yes, I am.
Which is crazy. So
Absolutely.
How many months away are you from graduating?
I'm going to graduate near December to the end of the year. It just depends on my high school credits. But
End
I'll
of
be
what year? 24?
25, I believe.
25. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's next year already.
Yes, it is.
Quick. All right. So within that, how you've learned the strategies here,
Mm-hmm.
and you've gotten to the point of being able to write as many paragraphs as you did. How much of the stuff that you learned here with the strategies that we did in this class did you use in it, or are you using, and did you use in this?
I implement almost all of it. It makes me feel more confident in my writing and just helps me put it together.
So do they provide a graphic organizer to you over there?
No, they do not.
Okay. So what do you do then? How do you create?
I usually ask for a line piece of paper and I write it how you told me to.
Okay.
So
Are
yeah,
learning
how you
this
taught
class?
me, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you are using it now in high school?
Yes.
And then you had also mentioned that you're going to go to higher learning, is that correct?
Absolutely. I'm doing that currently.
What
so.
are you looking to become?
I'm looking to get either my master's or my PhD in English.
Okay. And how do you feel that do you feel that these strategies are going to help you as you go into the college, or
Yes.
are you looking at doing it differently?
I feel like these strategies are implemented in my brain after going through 2 years of this, and I feel like I'm so confident with them, they help me exceed.
Okay, awesome. So that would be it. Say bye to everybody.
Bye!
Thank you. So how would you then say that, how effective do you feel the strategies that you learned in this class, how are they helping you to complete your paper?
They are helping me to complete my paper because I'm able to really think about everything that I've learned and put it down. And when I put it down on a piece of paper, I can look at it and see where I want to put it in the essay, whether it be in chronological order, topical pattern, just in different areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where do you feel that you are now in as far as your strategies? Do you feel that you're going to be continuing to use them, or is this something that you're just using for middle school?
I hope to be continuing using them because they've already helped me so much. And I know that since I'm only a freshman, I'm going to be learning so much more and so many other tools that I can use. But I hope that the ones that have really helped me, like a mind map or graphic organizer, then I'll hope to continue using those.
Okay. How much would you recommend the writing techniques that we've been using in class and even the strategies?
I would definitely recommend them, especially to incoming middle school students. I would really want them to get it done and understand it, because as much as it seems like it doesn't help, it will help eventually for you to learn it and understand the format of everything.
All right. I think that would be it. Anaya, thank you so much.
No problem.
Say bye.
Bye.
You want to say bye to anybody?
Bye guys. Live, laugh, love. You already know. Go subscribe to the
Okay. Plug. Shameless plug, everybody. Okay. Bye.